Red-Eye can pull off the upset as we have our first match of the European region in league play of the RLCS Season 2 coming up right now. It's Flipside Tactics versus Red-Eye. With the commentary is going to be Wave Punk and Findable Carpet. Take it away, guys.
So much Axel Taz. I'm Wave Punk, and today it's all about Europe Carpet. I'm excited to see how this one's going to go. Flipside versus Red-Eye, Old Titans versus New Dogs. This is going to be a good one.
I'm excited to see Flipside. Since they've taken on Greasy, we've only gotten to see them once on stream here at the RLCS last weekend. They did pretty well. Marketing scoring 7 goals in a single series. But their shot-to-goal ratio wasn't too great. I think they got 24% goals compared to how many shots they took. But that just goes to show how Flipside tends to play. They just give you this onslaught of shots. They'll keep shooting. We've seen Cooks here. We've seen everyone on that team pretty much make some insane angles, some ridiculous shots, but they've got insane pressure and presence.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how Greasy Meister can fit in with this roster. There's been some questions about him during the offseason, and now that RLCS Season 2 is underway, I'm excited to see how he's going to be able to fit in. Can they maintain that gatekeeper status they've had of always being the team you have to beat to win it all? That's been Flipside's role up until now. It's going to be a matter of whether Greasy Meister can fit in there. And on the other side, we have Tequila's Dadu, 2 of the old Precision Z roster players, and they picked up Chauset from Shoot and Goal. So these are all very experienced players, and I'm excited to see what they can do against this Flipside team.
Yeah, and as James said, we haven't gotten to see Red-Eye on this stage. People tend to play a lot different when they come to the RLCS.
Sure.
Whether the pressure makes them play better, worse, or they're just going up against constant high-quality teams. Having to always go against these really top-tier echelon. I mean, these are the top 8 teams in Europe right now that are competing. So none of these teams are bad. Like, they're all fantastic. So I'm excited to see how Red-Eye deals with Flipside. Every now and then you'll see Flipside not perform the way you're hoping they would.
Sure.
But I do think Red-Eye's got a good shot if they come out really strong. You said Chauset, Dadu, and Tequila's. Dadu and Tequila's, they were in Precision Z. They did well as well. I actually really enjoyed watching Precision Z, and now their third player is for another. He's actually still on Precision Z.
Yeah, Skyline maintained that Precision Z logo and picked up some other players to stay with them. But yeah, Dadu and Tequila's 2 more. They maintain more of the roster there. These 2 guys have been playing together for such a long time. They really know how each other likes to play. And it's gonna be kind of cool to see how does Chauset, who was an excellent player in Shoot and Goal last season, how he's gonna be able to fit in with that roster. And yesterday we saw some upsets. We saw Revival take it to the reigning champions G2. We saw Deception almost upset 2 other teams very early on in the day, playing up against Exodus and Vendetta. So anything can happen at this point. It's kind of easy to look at this and go, oh, I think Flipside might have this one in the bag, but I would not count Red-Eye out at all.
Yeah, especially for Europe, the only team that has maintained the same roster would be Supersonic Avengers. Every other team has at least 1 to 2 new players on their roster, and that definitely jostles things up a bit. You want to make sure that you're playing a little smoothly, make sure everyone knows so everyone's going to play. And when you're going against a team like Flipside, you need to either have really strong, consistent defense, because as I said, they put up a lot of shots on goal. I mean, if Market to put up 7 shots and they only made 25% of their shots, you can imagine how many shots they actually put on target. But if you're able to interrupt, putting demos on a team like that, trying to interrupt what they can do, trying to stop those passing plays, or even solo plays, because they're one of the teams that always successfully can pull off solo plays. In almost every game, Cooks here or Markey always pulls off something wild.
Yeah, they can pull off some really crazy solo plays, but it is those passing plays that can make them so lethal with the way that you'll just watch Markey consistently pass off the wall to an already airborne Cookser who just simply hits an amazing angle right into the upper 90 of your goal. And if you're not ready, if you don't have some defender back, you're not going to be able to ever deal with that sort of thing. And on the flip side, you have to be able to pass as well, because their defense is impeccable. Cookser and Markey, both excellent defenders. Greasy, completely mechanically sound player. You're going to have to get creative to get around these teams. You talked about demos. That was something we saw a lot of yesterday. Maybe that's something they could pull out of the bag, blow their rotations a little bit, and then press the advantage for that 4 seconds you've got while they're demoed. Something like that. Red-Eye is going to have to come up with something creative here if they want to be able to take it to a team like Flipside.
Yeah, last week we saw a lot of demolitions coming from our broadcast of the European Day. I mean, it's kind of known that Europeans tend to be a little more physical. They usually get they like to look for that goal later demo. They like to just try and get a few bumps on their retreat. They'll go in for a shot, and on the way out, they're like, okay, who can I slam? Who can I pound out? And try and get them out of position. You see that a lot more, and it interrupted quite a lot of teams last week.
We will be getting match number 1. The European group stage is underway. Game number 1 set on DFH here. We will have Red-Eye in the orange, Flipside in the blue. Right off the bat, it's Flipside pressuring. Cooks are taking a shot, and Dadu able to block it away. Tequila's plays it off the wall. Greasy was moving up for an opportunity, but then falls back as Chauset drives this one down the field. I'm able to take a shot towards the net, goes just wide, and I have not seen Markey on the field yet. There's Greasy and Cookser moving around by themselves here. They're able to set this one down. I'm not even positive that Greasy is on the field at this point with how, there he is, finally showing up in the backfield. Lays it over into the corner. Cookser, Marky, looking to rotate this one around. Greasy set up in goal as Tequilas is able to take a shot. He draws up Marky and Greasy, but they get the save and push it away.
Yeah, as you said, Marky Duda was not in the first 30 seconds of this game. He had actually not entered yet. So the fact that Cooksier and Greasy were able to still try and get aggressive in a 2-on-3 situation, they almost put up a shot on goal trying to get some passes. Greasy with a redirect, but just getting blocked by Dadu.
Blocked away. First minute, remaining scoreless here. So Dadu tries to play this one out of his own half up to midfield. And there's Marky into the corner. Chaussette plays this one on the wall, playing it patiently. Trying to drive that one down. Takes a shot towards the net, but cleared by Cookser straight up midfield. Flip side looking for a counterplay. It's going towards the net, cleared to the side by Dadu. Greasy keeps the pressure on. He's able to drop this one into the box. An excellent play. Cookser puts it onto the backboard. Marky's watching, but then falls back, letting Cookser remain aggressive. Greasy comes over the top. Looks like Marky's going to be able to play that one over to the side. Gets it over the top of Dadu, but Tequila's coming out of goal. Able to push it around the corner. Countered by Cookser, drops in front. Chaussette didn't get the touch, and Greasy gets first blood.
I noticed as Cookser was trying to retreat, he was starving them a boost. If you notice what happens here, Dadu feeling like he had to come out for that boost, and Chaussette on the back wall instead of in the net for that, which gave Greasy an open net. I believe there's a good portion of that goal result to starving the other team a boost as well.
3-17, first point on the board. Greasy passes over to Cookser. The aerial game is strong with these guys right now. Marky slams that one in and makes it a 2-point game.
The midfield passing play is what Flipside has always excelled at. They rarely miss these shots. Cookser over to Marky Duda, just making it so hard to read. Misdirection is a big part of top-tier Rocket League, trying to make them think the ball is going in one direction and then immediately putting it into another.
Yeah, that passing play right there, that is a prime example of why Flipside is such a dominant squad. We've got the 2-point lead here, just 2 minutes into the game. Chaussette playing this one up to Dadu. Greasy gets it first, puts it back out into the middle. Now Tequila's into Dadu. Oh, watching this one kind of stacked up in the middle there. Dadu's not really sure where he wants to go. It plays over to the side. Greasy and Marky in this corner. Marky gets it past one, waits patiently, gets it past Dadu, and he's got an opportunity if he can get it. Oh, get a soft touch and give Red Eye some time to get back on the defense. Tequilas drops this one down. Interesting positioning. Greasy gets there first as Cookser up for that one, able to get there. Put it over to the side. Marky pressures this, dropping it back into the box. Chaussette playing with smart ball control, trying to push this one around. Gets it around Greasy and up into the corner, but Marky is there, plays it back into the middle. Dadu waiting for it, takes a shot, finds the net, and it's 2-1.
Good counter pressure from Red Eye, able to put this down. We saw the pass in the middle. Marky Duda actually got a really good clear out, but then no one to follow up and no one in net. Dadu, noticing the situation, far placement, keeping it away from Marky Duda, placing it into the net.
Fun fact, everyone on Red Eye is using the Alpha Boost, the prestigious Alpha Boost, as well as Greasy. That's 4 of the 6 boosts in the game are Alpha Boost, and Greasy's, or Marky Duda is the only one making the choice not to use it, as Cookser rocking his trademark Batmobile. Chaussette has an opportunity, could not get that one through. Lays back onto his own half. Trades with Dadu here, up on the wall. Taking a shot towards the net, cleared by Marky and Greasy. Back to Chaussette. Marky watching that one. Dadu got it over the top. Tequilas puts it into the corner. Now Dadu with an opportunity. Waits patiently, but gets tackled by Marky, who gets passed to by Greasy. Up in the corner, they gets it past Dadu. Back out in the midfield. Cookser's waiting for the pass. Tequilas is there. Able to send it back into the blue. Greasy moving up the field into the corner. Cookser also goes up for this, but Dadu is there first. A nice shot from Chaussette, goes just high of the goal. It drops in front from a touch from Greasy. Dadu takes a shot off the crossbar. Greasy gets back, recovering from that setup he had made. Keeps them with just the 1-point lead right now.
Greasy redeeming himself. He thought Marky Duda was going to get that first hit, but it fell right next to him. He accidentally centered it perfectly for Red Eye, but then he was able to redeem himself and get there just in time for the save.
Bouncing off the orange corner, Cookser puts it over to Greasy. Out of the midfield, he pops it high. Cookser looks for the redirect as Dadu drops this one down to Tequilas. Greasy plays it around. Final minute of gameplay. And it's all up to Red Eye. They've got to find 1 point just to have overtime. Maybe find 2 if they want to take the lead in regulation. The pass over to Dadu will fall it back. He takes a nice shot, draws up 2 with it. If Tequilas can make a shot, he comes in. They can't find the net. Marky Duda coming over the top. It's taken by Chaussette. Cookser plays it over the top of Dadu into the box. Tequilas clears it. A nice shot from Greasy, cleared by Dadu. 30 seconds remaining, and Flipside is knocking on the door right now. They're not giving them any opportunities to break out and score. Cookser takes another shot. Chaussette blocks this one, but it's right there in front of the box. Luckily, Tequila's got up into that one, cleared it away, and here they come on the offense. They have 13 seconds to score. Red Eye needing a point to force overtime, but Marky with the amazing shot, able to drop that one in.
Marky Duda showing his mechanical skill, getting up just in time. That pop-up from Greasy, and take a look at this. Rotating his car upside down to make sure he hits it with the top of his car, putting that around 2 Red Eye defenders who weren't able to get there quick enough.
Gorgeous, gorgeous shot there from Marky, making it a 2-point game with 9 seconds, all but securing the win here for Flipside in game number 1. As Cookser pressures again, Dadu tries to press it out, but Greasy taking one more shot. It hits that final second. And game number 1 going to Flipside here. Red Eye making a game out of it, but Flipside not looking disturbed at all.
Flipside showing their usual amount of pressure and control of the game. They generally had most of control that entire game. Cooks, you're wobbling on the side of his Batmobile, looking majestic as always.
That's a new one. I had never seen that move. That's funny.
We see 11 shots out of Flipside Tactics and 4 goals. As we mentioned before this was going to start, that's what they tend to do. They will bombard you with shot after shot, forcing you to come in a net, forcing you to make saves. And the moment that you make, or the moment that you're too late to get to the ball, as we saw with that last shot in from Marky Duda, the moment that Red Eye couldn't get to that ball quick enough, Marky Duda was going to get there to put it in.
Yeah, you said it was 11 shots. There was 7 saves from Red Eye, which means that there was only 1 shot that was off target from Flipside as the other 3 went in. Really forcing Red Eye to play some defense here. And they did pretty well, but there was just that onslaught of shots. The way that they just continued to pound that backboard and pound the goal of Red Eye just completely gave Flipside the advantage.
Yeah, Red Eye definitely going to have to make sure they interrupt a lot of these passing plays. We saw a couple of really nice redirects. We saw one from Greasy. It got passed across the entire field. They like those midfield plays. They like the misdirection. They like forcing you to think like, oh, it's just crossing over to the corner, and then all of a sudden someone's showing up out of nowhere to redirect it into your net. Those are also almost impossible to predict as a goalie,
right?
Because they have the whole goal. It's like a canvas for them. They can do, they can put it wherever they want.
Right.
And as a goalie, when you're trying to predict where that's going to go, it's almost impossible.
It's basically
they can put it directly at you. They can put it in either corner, as opposed to if they're coming at you straight on, there's really only so many things they can do with it. But when you're coming from a redirect or some sort of misdirection opportunity, there's so much more they can do.
Yep, and that first, it wasn't the first, I think it was the second goal actually, where Cookser passed it up to Marky, who was already airborne. Just that sort of just knowing where your teammates are, those passes are so hard to deal with defensively. It's what makes Flipside so lethal. Game number 2 underway, Red Eye need to step it up a little bit on the offense. That's not the start that they need here. Tequila's able to play it out, but Greasy still punishes, puts it in the first 10 seconds.
Right off of kickoff, it's only 10 seconds in. They had a little bit of a mistake. Chaussette not getting that clear out in Tequila's. And Dadu finding themselves in a peculiar situation, not knowing exactly how to get to that ball. They were facing the wrong direction. It was right past them. But good placement from Greasy to put that above both defenders.
Yes, both players playing well on Flipside. Red Eye just need to shake that one off. Reset this one, just get that goal back. They got a whole game to work with here. Dadu putting that one around the corner. Tequila's trying to set it up. Dadu keeps it in a dangerous spot. Tequila's is not able to shoot. Greasy plays it over the top of one. Dadu patiently waiting, plays it back into the box. Marky plays it backwards. They've drawn out the goalie right now. Nobody home as Dadu crosses this one. Greasy comes from the backfield, but doesn't quite get the foot onto it. Dadu has an opportunity, getting the demo onto Greasy. A nice setup from Tequila's. Cookser drops this one straight in front of the box, but there comes Greasy from the corner, clearing it up to the midfield, dodging that bullet, able to push it back out.
Defensive team plays. We saw the touch from Cooks here right in front of his own net, but Greasy was there, knowing what Cooks here was going to do with it. That's knowing how your teammate's going to play and knowing how to predict it as well. And that's definitely a good part of having some of the top Rocket League players on your team.
Marky plays this one to the side, gets it past Chaussette, moves into the backfield. A nice shot from Cookser, almost dropping below the crossbar. Cleared away by Dadu and picked up by Tequila's. He pushes it across that midfield line, but Marky able to get that one underneath Chaussette. A nice shot comes through from Chaussette on the corner, but Cookser is there. Dadu looks to keep the pressure on, but a soft touch will drop it just wide for Tequila's. Dadu keeps that one on target, almost goes in. Marky does not have to touch it to get it away. They draw out Cookser and Marky there, but no one in to make that final press. Marky tries to push this one out. They go for the midline defense, but Cookser able to get that one over the top. Chaussette needs to clear it away. Pushes it over, out in the middle. Dadu to the far side. Both teams with opportunities to score now, and both teams holding on defense, keeping us at this 1-0 score margin.
I got to give Red Eye a lot of credit being able to deal with Flipside so far, only giving them 1 goal. Last game, they kept it to a 1-goal game. It might look a little overwhelming, but the fact that they're able to keep Flipside on such a low score margin is very impressive.
Definitely stepping up, approaching halftime here. It's Marky able to clear that one before Chaussette could shoot. Cookser in the back moves up, but Dadu gets there first. It drops in a dangerous spot. If Tequilas can get this angle, puts it on the backboard, looks for the double tap, but does not find it. Drops in the corner. Cookser plays it over the top. He and Greasy moving up together, getting demoed by Tequilas. It's all up to Greasy, and Marky comes flying up from the back, trying to shoot. Goes up the wall. Cookser's there, taking a shot towards the net. Chaussette able to get it away. Tequilas, not sure why he was trying to touch that one coming from upfield, but it works out. Marky, though, dropping another one towards the box. 3 players right there in front of the net, able to clear it away, but Greasy keeps the pressure on.
Marky, that shot might have been a little better if he'd hit that off the backboard as opposed to right down the net. There were 2 almost, I think there were all 3 players were in that net and were very close to it. So all he did was give them opportunity to try and take possession. If you hit the backboard.
Oh, this is a tearaway. There we go. Tequila's able to put that one in. The breakaway goal going to tie it up.
Looks like Flipside's getting a little too comfortable trying to come up for this. And now Red Eye has tied the game up. Tequila's a very easy open shot. We saw 2 Flipside defenders going for that on the side of the wall, far left, way away from their own net.
And, you know, Cookser was in the midfield. I think he was definitely expecting a pass there to get that sort of aggressive play they want. But if you have 2 players go up and they both miss, that's just going to spell disaster here. As another one goes into the net, and Tequilas takes the lead.
A shot from Tequilas. Impressive angle indeed. Dadu going to tap this up, and Tequilas, instead of retreating fully, looks like he was maybe thinking about bumping Marky had that been on target. But instead he turns around and gets the redirect far post.
Just like that. Within 10 seconds, we see Red Eye taking the lead in game number 2, looking to tie the series up. As it drops over into the blue half again. Flipside's got their work cut out for him. Greasy drops one towards the box. Cookser comes through. He's not able to get there before Dadu gets a foot onto it. Goes high. Chaussette plays it towards the goal. Marky already in the air, passes to Cookser, who pops it up. Greasy and Marky both in the air for this one. Dropping it towards the box. Cookser comes in to take the shot. Goes off the backboard. Another shot from Greasy goes just wide of the post. And is not going to be able to go in on the clear from Tequilas. They hold on, keeping the shots away. Tequilas now trying to drop that one through. Cookser out to Greasy, brings it to midfield. He's going to try and carry this one through. Drop it for Cookser in a nice spot, but Dadu reads it, sends it to the corner. 1:10 left to go. Red Eye's hanging on by 1 goal.
Red Eye's doing a good job of trying to wait, suck Flipside into the offensive opportunity, defend the shot, and then try their best to counter as fast as possible while Flipside is too dedicated to making the shot.
55 seconds. Greasy sends it just wide of the post. Dadu puts it up to midfield. Breaks into Flipside territory, gets it past the airborne Marky Dudai, drops into the box, but no one's there but Dadu, and Greasy can clear it up to Marky. He puts it high. Greasy comes up. His passing is amazing. He puts it onto the backboard. A nice touch from Chaussette, blocks and denies the incoming Cookser. Goes across the midfield line, but there's Marky right there. Sends it onto the backboard. Spider-Man saves really doing work right now for Red Eye, blowing any opportunities to use that backboard for Flipside. It's 30 seconds remaining. Cookser came in, but Duda able to put it off to the side. Another shot from Marky. Chaussette blocks it away, but Marky will get the final touch as the unfortunate bounce off the post for Red Eye will make it a tie game for Flipside.
Enough pressure to tie the game up. You'll notice what happens eventually. All of Red Eye was forced out of the net, having to make too many saves in a row. Then we see Chaussette and Dadu trying to come from the corner and make the save together. They both knew they were going to be really close. Honestly, it probably wasn't that bad of an idea to both go for it, but the save was just too weak.
And we saw there Flipside making beautiful use of that backboard. Even as the Spider-Man clears were blocking the secondary shots, the finishing shots, they still kept the pressure on, eventually making the defense break. And with this final countdown happening, it looked like we might have overtime unless we see some last-minute heroics from Tequilas to put it in. 1 second left, and Red Eye's got the lead.
Tequilas giving them the lead just in time. We see Cooks here crossing that to what would have been Marky Duda, but Marky Duda had too much confidence that he had time for it. Tequilas putting on the pressure to an open net.
1 second remaining. Flipside got to get everything on this kickoff. Chaussette moves up. Marky can't even get it off the ground. It touches, and Red Eye able to tie the series up, taking game 2.
Red Eye, as we mentioned, a team we haven't gotten to see much, especially in the RLCS stage, but proving their worth now, taking a game off of Flipside tactics. They've been playing really well. I like the way they're dealing with Flipside. They know what Flipside's strong in. They know that they're going to be putting the shots on. You really can't stop them from taking shots. They're very talented in the midfield play. They can take shots before it even gets close to you. So what they're doing is they're sucking them in, letting them take the shot or two, getting a really good save or counterattack, and then able to catch them off guard when they're either too confident and that they have the time for it, or they're all too overcommitted.
Yeah, and I liked the way that they were really prioritizing those the backboard saves, able to kind of clear it off of the backboard, not allow those shots to turn into goals when they're just putting it on the backboard to set it up for a teammate or whatever. If they can clear it off the backboard with the player on the backboard, it completely interrupts it, so it makes it so much harder to read, so much harder to work with. And even though we were seeing Flipside still continue to score off of that sort of situation, like you said, just let them take the shots, draw them deep up the field, then push back down and score. I think both times they scored, there was nobody in goal to make the shot. They just found the ways to push through the defense, get a point on the board, and tie up the series.
Yeah, as you said, trying to prevent those backboard shots by being on that back wall and stopping them altogether. As we know, especially Greasy, when he was on Northern Gaming, that was their signature.
Right.
They were incredible with the backboard shots. Almost every single one of them, particularly Greasy, could take it off the backboard, and anywhere he was going to put it onto the hardest part of net to save. So, Red Eye is very aware of what they're up against.
Game 3. Moving on to Utopia, a gorgeous stadium here. With the series tied up at a game apiece, anybody can take this. Red Eye making a series out of it. Chaussette and Tequila's now moving up into Flipside territory. They draw out Marky, but Greasy gets the touch, sends it downfield. Marky drops it back down to Greasy. Greasy takes the shot, but Chaussette is able to block it. Cookser keeps that pressure on, bouncing around the corner, off the backboard, putting it across. Greasy, I think, was expecting a slightly lighter touch and is not able to put it in just yet, but the pressure is still on for Flipside.
I really like Flipside's awareness of where each other's teammates are. A lot of times when they make clears, it's almost always to a teammate. We saw Cookser put that to the corner, but I think his initial intention was to give that to Marky Duda, who was retreating.
Marky now in the midfield. Chaussette gets to the ball before Marky can get up. There's nobody at home right now as Greasy comes very high. Sends it up to midfield. Chaussette killing all the ball's momentum at the midfield. Tries to draw it through Cookser, but Cookser tackles, and Greasy is able to capitalize, sending it up onto the wall. Marky puts it onto the backboard. Before Dudu can touch it, Greasy's up for this one. Drops it to the far side, or back in the direction it came from, rather. Tequilas gets it before Cookser can play it in the corner. Now Chaussette able to pressure this one. Tequila is carrying it towards the goal. Nobody home again, drawing the offense out, and it works through into game 3. Tequila's Red Eye up in this one.
The third open goal for Red Eye, and this is, I understand Flipside does pull out of aggression, but this is still kind of uncharacteristic for them to leave the net open
for sure
this often when not having control.
3:54 left to go in game number 3. Red Eye with the lead here before halftime. Greasy plays it up into the corner. Chaussette watches this one on the wall, plays it to the far side. Now Cookser trying to pressure this one. No sign of Marky at the moment, maybe playing a little bit more defensively after getting scored on the open goal 3 times. He plays that one over to Cookser as Greasy falls back. Prioritizing defensive rotations a bit more now. 3:29 left to go. Cookser watching this one as Greasy comes playing up from the back. It's Marky who's in goal, able to push it around the corner. Chaussette is there, plays it up on the wall. Marky dropping it far. It's Tequilas who picks it up. Dudu tries to take it from Tequilas, opening up some space here from Flipside. Cookser tries to play it over the top, but Chaussette gets there before Greasy can push it through. Marky tries to push it past Tequilas, but he interrupts and drops it back towards the box. Now Cookser up to midfield. Dudu pops it back out into the middle. Tequila's looking for a shot. Drops onto the backboard. Dudu is up for this one, but Greasy is there. He has the breakaway opportunity. Nobody home. Can he tap it in? He's not able to get it through. Chaussette, who puts it off to the side and back out to midfield.
Chaussette actually got back in time. I figured if that were me, I probably would have given up. I'm like, well, This is going in. Greasy's following this up. But Chaussette refusing to give that a free goal, followed that through and got there before Greasy had enough boost.
Excellent awareness and pressure from Chaussette. Able to get that one away and hold on to this lead. I was certain we were going to get tied up there, but here at halftime, it's still a 1-0 lead for Red Eye. Dudu and Tequilas trying to push this one through. Greasy coming over the top, sends one towards the net. A nice long one, going to play off the backboard. Chaussette sends it back to the side, but Greasy going to clear it onto the other wall, moving it laterally. It's back out to mid. So Dudu gets a nice touch in the air. Just carrying the ball from one side of the field to the other. Moving it back and forth as they move up the length as well. Greasy and Marky putting it across the line. Tequila's waiting in the backfield. Now Cookser over the top. Cannot get it through Chaussette. Sends one towards the net. Marky drops it. Cookser and Greasy both up for that one. A bit of an overcommit, but Cookser now in net with 1:47 left to go. Flipside still looking for their first goal in Game 3.
Red Eye's doing a good job of not letting any balls bounce unnecessarily. As soon as it gets out of control or too far for a Flipside player to follow up, they're gonna be there. I've seen a few times they rush up to chase it up the wall to make sure it doesn't bounce off the wall and give them any control.
These 3 players were in the corner there for Flipside. Luckily, Marky falls back as this shot is in a dangerous spot. Tequila's carries it to the corner where Chausset is waiting. He puts it back out for Dedu, but interrupted by Cookser, who puts it up to Marky. He plays it back to the middle. The shot is on target. Tequila's bounces it away, but Greasy tries to push it through. It goes off the crossbar. Marky keeps the pressure on. It's on the backboard. They draw up 2 players, but Tequila's staying grounded. He's trying to just continue to have a defensive presence in goal as Cookser drops this one at a brutal angle. Marky trying to put it through again. The onslaught coming through right now for Flipside. Final minute of gameplay. They still need 1. They have a great opportunity if they can just get this one past Dedu, who's been a menace in the corner. Marky drops one towards the net. Chausset is still there. Clears it away. Greasy up to Cookser, trying to push it through. Tequila's interrupts. The defense holding on for Red Eye.
Now we see Flipside a little bit desperate for a goal at this point, starting to put on that ruthless pressure that they're so well known for. Just shot after shot after shot. But Red Eye trying to keep their cool, keeping their defensive rotations, and preventing all of those shots from going in.
30 seconds. Flipside needs 1. Marky watching it in the backfield. Chausset able to get it over the top, but it goes just high off the crossbar. Cookser watches this one as Tequila's pressures. Greasy moves it up the field. Watching this one as Chausset gets it past him. Cookser's there in the air, passes it up to the waiting Greasy. It's off the backboard. Tequila's gets there, but Marky dropping it in a dangerous place. Cookser crosses it again. Greasy's up for this one. The pressure's coming through one more time. It's a final second. They have to keep this one airborne. Marky pops it up. Cookser gets it past Tequila's. It goes to the far side. Dedu is watching it, but Greasy in the corner pops it out. Nobody's there. It touches the ground, and Red Eye takes the lead in the series.
Are we about to see yet another upset now in EU?
It might happen.
Yesterday we had some interesting results in North America, but we see now Red Eye playing against Flipside pretty much as well as you can. We see Flipside, there were a few times they really wanted to keep that pressure on, but they suffered on defense. A couple open, there was an open goal completely. All 3 goals that Red Eye has gotten is waiting for Flipside to overcommit.
Right.
And then taking a shot on an open net. And we see Flipside then, their offense suffered when they try to leave somebody back. They weren't able to get the 2-man plays. And Red Eye is really just grouping up in net, not allowing any of those shots to go on. We saw so many shots come out at the end there, but Red Eye batting them away, trying to keep them to the corner, trying to maintain boost. They were actually somehow able to keep enough boost to keep it out of their half.
Yeah, it was ridiculous to watch the way that it is. They got a goal, and then they just hunkered down on the defense and said, all right, you're scared to send 3 now, and so we can handle 2. And just the way they were able to block it away, especially there at the end, there was 2 massive, massive offensive sieges that came out there from Flipside, and they held everything off, continuously clearing it away, continuously rotating in goal. Can't wait to go back and watch the way that those guys played and to review that one a bit. But my goodness, they've got Flipside on match point.
Yeah, Flipside is not in a very good place. They have not been playing as characteristically fast and accurate as usual. We saw a couple of close goals. Greasy actually had an opportunity on a shot,
yes,
but he did put it into the crossbar. It was a relatively open net. He had to put it over a few defenders, but they were all grounded, so he had a really large opportunity for that. Put it at the crossbar, which generally isn't what we see at a Flipside.
Flipside in a position they did not expect to be in with this match. Game 4, they got to win this and Game 5 to take the point in this series. Red Eye looking to have a wonderful start to their day if they can make it last here. Flipside, though, pressuring immediately. Marky Dudok lurking around that midfield line as Greasy and Cookser create opportunities for him. He's watching for an opportunity, moves up for this one, but Tequila's gets it past him. Greasy needs to fly backwards as they are moving up towards that open net. Demo onto Chausset from Cookser, opening up a lot of space there, letting Greasy and Marky move straight back down the field. It pops out. Cookser can take a shot. He goes to the upper 90. Excellent shot placement. What speed. First blood to Flipside.
Magnificent shot from Cookser, just beating out this last defender, getting the angle he needs. Greasy putting it off the corner, and Cookser, take a look at that angle. Oh, right under the crossbar. This guy's accuracy blows my mind sometimes.
It was 107 kilometers per hour to a screamer straight in. 30 seconds in. Flipside's got the lead in Game 4, looking to hold on to it, force the Game 5. As Cookser waiting upfield as Greasy plays this one into the box. Cookser went up to get a touch, but actually did not go for it. That leaves a very dangerous situation. Greasy's got to beat out Chausset here. He puts it into the corner. They had almost a breakaway again. Luckily for Flipside, there was a player back. They were able to get that one away. Cookser's watching, waits, leaves it for Marky, who takes the shot, blocked away by Tequila's, put into the corner. Dadu's looking for this one, trying to get it past Greasy, but he plays it to the far side. And now Tequila's and Chaussette able to try and push this one out to Chaussette. Actually, Tequila's misses that shot, which lets Flipside continue their offensive here. Chaussette doesn't get a very good clear, and Greasy's able to drop this one in front of the box. Tequila going to try and push that one away. Now it's coming around. Dadu and Tequila's. Watching. Cookser waiting, able to drop it in front of the goal. Cleared away by Dadu. Red Eye's defense really holding on right now.
Red Eye is, like I said, they're really trying to counter, but right now they are a goal down, and it's going to be tough because Flipside, they're getting that kind of angry Flipside moment where they're really starting to try and put that pressure on. They're trying to get as much as they can, just shot-wise, onto target, and they, as we saw, almost let another goal in a wide-open net, but they were able to get back just in time.
Cookser, Greasy, needing to play this one away from their own goals. Marky's waiting on that back line. Cookser drops it down. Dadu doesn't quite take the shot, but Greasy plays it over to Cookser here. Passing from Flipside. The shot comes through. Chaussette still gets the save. Was not juked out by the passing from Flipside as they approach the goal. An excellent offensive play countered by a defensive save. The ball moving up to midfield. Greasy keeps the pressure on, dropping it back, but no one was there, so Chaussette able to clear it all the way back onto the backboard. Marky over to Cookser. Looking to break out of their own half right now. Greasy gets it through. The breakaway opportunity. Is it on target? It is, and that's 2-0 for Flipside.
Red Eye know they needed to make a goal, so they try to get a lot up here. That close shot to the corner, but just in time, Greasy's able to put that over Chaussette before he's able to get back in time. Now we see an open net come out of Flipside on Red Eye.
Yeah, giving them a taste of their own medicine there right here at halftime, leading by 2. Flipside looking to take us to the full game 5. Marky Duda lets that one go by in the corner over to Cookser. Chaussette plays this one on the wall well. They get it past 2. Greasy, they cannot quite get it through. Marky Duda now looking to play this one out of his own half. Get the Spider-Man clear. Gets it just barely past Tequila's, but Chaussette keeps the pressure on. Greasy blocks away the 2 offenders, keeping it away, keeping them scoreless. Dadu and Chaussette pressuring this one through, just looking for their first goal. Red Eye wanted to take it here. Arguably the best team in the world as it bounces around the corner. Greasy Meister puts it back onto the backboard. Oh, it just drops in front of the goal. It looked like it was going to hit the backboard there, but it didn't quite go. Dropping aggressively. Chaussette able to move this one up the field. Now Cookser had an opportunity actually to open net there, but played it wide. Up into the corner. He's watching for Dadu. Greasy plays it across the goal. He's able to drop it in himself. No, Chaussette getting himself the savior medal, playing so well on the defense, but right now Red Eye does need some offense to come together. They got to find some points.
They do, and we've seen a few times now that too many of their defenders have gone for the same ball. It was actually just a wide open net there at the very end, but no one from Flipside contested.
1:14 left to go. Marky Duda getting demoed by Dadu. Cookser plays this one around. Dadu comes out of goal. Tequila's plays it into the corner. Chaussette lurking over there on the wall. Sets it up. Dadu goes up to try and take a shot. Plays it off the backboard, but interrupted by Greasy. Sends far to the corner. Tequila's had rotated. Sends another shot towards the net, but it goes wide. Marky plays it to the side, keeping it away from Chaussette and allowing himself to drive it into enemy territory here. Driving it through. 45 seconds on the clock, and Red Eye needs to. They need to score right now if they want to be able to tie this one up. Dadu sends that one into the corner. Marky blocks it away. Tequila's pops it out in the middle. Chaussette has an opportunity, but Marky Duda able to interrupt, just keep that shot from going on target. As Cookser drops this one onto the hood of Chaussette and allows him to play it straight into the corner himself. Final 30 seconds. Every second that passes makes it more difficult for Red Eye to come back into this one. It makes it more likely Flipside will be able to force the game 5. 17 seconds remaining. Greasy up, just not even allowing it to break out of their own half. Cookser puts it onto the backboard. Dadu try and interrupt it, but at this point, they're not able to pressure out of their own half. Cookser drops in a dangerous spot. Marky's up for this one. Oh, it goes off the crossbar again. It finally bounces in, but 3 seconds left. 3-0 lead. Flipside looking strong, able to force a game 5.
Superb passing from Flipside Tactics. Greasy to the corner. Cookser above the net. Marky for the shot, almost putting it a little bit too high. Hitting that crossbar, but it still manages to go in.
And able to secure the win. Flipside recovering from those games 2 and 3. Able to keep themselves clean here in game 4. Make sure there weren't any breakaways against them. And they forced that game 5. We get game 5, first series of the day. My goodness, Red Eye, Flipside putting on a show here right now.
Red Eye doing a good job of trying to counter what Flipside was able of, but this time we see Flipside contesting a lot more balls. They're trying to interrupt everything Red Eye can do. They're trying not to let them clear the ball out. And when they are, actually, there was still a good amount of hiccups. I think on both teams going more than one defender going for the same ball. There was a one time I saw Marky kind of like drift in next to Cooksier, and they both went for it. Marky ended up going for it instead. And then same with Red Eye. There were a few times we saw two players kind of flying from both sides of the net, doing the kind of nice, like that. I don't even know, but where they like kind of cross each other, both going for it, and then leaving the net open afterwards. I had an example, but I totally lost it.
It's like a pinch save or something.
It's kind of related to something in real life, but my brain doesn't work.
That's okay.
But we see Flipside now coming up a lot stronger, 3-0. Every single game before this, only being a 1-point game. We had
the very first game I think was 3-1.
Okay. I thought that was 2-1.
I'm pretty sure it was 3-1. Maybe they had like a last-second goal, so it was like 2-1 until like the garbage goal or something.
But either way, this is the first one where Flipside really actually kind of takes it away. Up until now, Red Eye has done a good job of countering Flipside's tactics. I really hate that I just did that.
See, even you can't resist sometimes.
Well, it's not my fault that they have a real word that we use in real life in their team name.
It's like the player a lot.
They forced me to do that, and now I really dislike them.
Oh, man. No, that was a ridiculous game, though. There had 12 shots there on the side of Flipside. 12 shots and 9 saves, really forcing, or it was 9 saves on the side of Red Eye, really forcing Red Eye to play in their own half and managing to not leave themselves vulnerable to those breakaway goals that Red Eye has been abusing them with. Game 5, it all comes down to this. Will Red Eye be able to find the holes in the defense, or will Flipside remain dominant here? Only time will tell. We'll see as they move forward here. On the backboard, Greasy plays it off, gets it past one. Chauset needing to play backwards as Marky Duda gets the screamer in, and right off the bat, Flipside strikes.
I don't think Red Eye was prepared for this. Strong hit from Greasy off the own back wall. We see Chauset backwards. He probably could have tried to at least aerial backwards, do a half flip, try and get back as quick as possible, but he wasn't prepared for everyone to come flying out for that ball and try and take that shot.
All right, now that was got to be a scary sight to be moving backwards, see the ball right over your head, and Greasy and Marky on top of you. Oh my goodness, what do you do? 4:33 left to go. Game number 5 here. As Cookser plays this one up to do. Over to the side. Greasy's watching this one. Plays it off the wall. Chauset able to wrap it around his own goal. Turn this one into some offense here. Nobody really set up on defense at the moment for Flipside. Taking their time getting set up as Greasy plays it up to the midfield. Buys some space. Switches out with Marky, drops it back down. Greasy pushes it up to Cookser, puts it into the corner, using that wall as a passer. Are they going to be able to get it across the goal here? Not quite. Tequila's interrupting, but there it goes. Going to drop. Dadu did not quite get the clear. Tequila's needs to do something with this when he interrupts Marky enough to send it to the side. And now Dadu looking to pass it up to Chauset. Lets it back out. Dadu sends it towards the backboard. Cookser clears it away. Marky waiting in net. Cookser's able to push this one up, get it across, but doesn't get that final touch, and Tequila's will keep the offensive going.
I like how intentional all of Flipside's ball placements are. A lot of times when they're going to clear it out, they always look for a teammate and place it up towards him. And then even so, we saw Marky Duda, he wanted to go for a shot, but there was someone from Red Eye that was going to meet him. So instead of getting the 50-50, he knew he'd beat him, but he didn't have an angle on the shot, so he puts it to the corner instead, so that he's still in control of where the ball's going, even though someone was coming to contest him.
Flipside up here on the offense now, trying to drop one through, but cleared away by Tequila's. Marky and Cookser. Setting this one near the goal. Chauset clears it straight down midfield. Greasy is there to keep the pressure on. Dadu with a nice solid touch out to about half field. Flipside territory. Chauset able to push this one back away. Back and forth, the team's going for much longer clears at the moment. Kind of turning into a bit of ping pong. Chauset set up backwards in goal right now. Not the setup he wants, and Cookser's able to make it a 2-point game.
Marky Duda hitting this off the back wall, and Cookser getting the tight angle and quickly. He got there so fast. Dadu almost getting underneath that. He may have expected his shot to go off the backboard instead, but Dadu probably should have been a little more patient to get up underneath that ball and try and pop it up. But Cookser getting the angle he needs.
That entire defensive setup from Red Eye was a bit unconventional, and they get punished there. Right here around halftime, they're down by 2. Very similar situation to where they were in last game. Marky Duda sending that one towards the net. Dadu puts it in the corner. Able to get it around Greasy. It's back out in the middle. Right as halftime passes. Red Eye looking to get a point on the board. A nice shot from Chauset, cleared by Greasy. It all comes down to this game. If they can manage to pull off the win here against Flipside, they will take the win of the series. The same is true of Flipside. Chaussette dropping that one there. Oh, they're able to get it away from Tequila's Dadu. Over to the side, sends it to the corner. Greasy and Cooks are both up here, but Greasy moving it upfield very quickly. They get it past Cookser. Have an opportunity. Markey has to play this one in the corner just to give Greasy time to rotate in behind him. Now they're trying to move it out. Waiting patiently for the touches from Chaussette. 1:45 left on the clock. Redeye has yet to find a point. Oh, and 2 players miss. It's Markey with the runaway, able to put another one in. 138, and it's 3-0 Flipside.
What did I just watch?
It was both Dadu and Tequila's right on top of each other. And Markey's like, thanks, okay, cool.
I'm assuming they bumped into each other. Nothing wild happened with that ball. It was just a normal bounce. It was a little shy of, maybe they thought it would just head off the top of their cards, but the fact that both of them made the same exact mistake right next to each other, or maybe they were bumping into each other and couldn't make the jump they needed.
They might have both zoned each other off of the ball.
Yeah, that was really weird.
30 seconds and a minute remaining here. And Redeye it's looking a bit more grim now with a 3-0 lead, a very substantial lead, very hard to come back from. Markey plays this one up to Greasy. Chaussette able to put some pressure on. Tequila's able to bounce that one off the wall all by himself. A nice play there, getting a point on the board for Redeye.
Redeye giving themselves a good chance. Chaussette putting that over to the corner, and Tequila's noticing what's happening. He manages to put it, I think it's that 4 times, manages to hit it off a defender, continue following through, and then get one more touch before the net. A little bit of a good circumstance that happened to him. That defensive touch was weak. He got too high for it, and it bounced straight back down into Tequila's. But it worked out.
Greasy looking to nullify that goal right away. Markey trying to drop it through, but Dadu is there. Tequila's has a run. If he can just beat this one, he's just got to juke this one around. Cookser plays it over to the side. It's not going to work as Cookser reads it well. Final minute of gameplay. Chaussette drops one towards the goal. Dadu is there. No one is home. If he can just put it in. No! Cookser rotates from the corner. Clears it off to the side. Tequila's keeping the pressure on Redeye. Still fighting here in the final minute. They're only down by 2. If they could put one in immediately, they'd have some opportunities to play. Tequila's now over to the side. Markey watching that one as it goes away. 35 seconds left. Dadu playing it to the corner. Final 30 seconds. They need a goal right now. Chaussette sends it to the side. Cookser just playing it back. See Flipside just trying to burn time off the clock. Keep it away from Redeye. Don't even let them have any shooting opportunities. Dadu has it in a dangerous place. He pops it high, but it goes above the goal. Markey Duda waiting in goal, not allowing any mistakes to happen. With 8 seconds remaining, they have not been able to send another one onto the board. Markey playing it around. There's the touch from Cookser, and as it moves into the orange, it'll be Game 5 going to Flipside. After Redeye makes it a thriller, forcing the Game 5, Flipside holds on, able to bounce back and take the win.
I am thoroughly enjoying what Redeye brought to the table in this matchup. They brought them to Game 5. They were actually ahead. After Game 3, they won Game 3, putting them in 2-1 in the series. Yeah. As we mentioned, this is a team I haven't gotten to watch as a group. I've seen all these players individually on their own teams, but seeing them together, I'm really liking what they're able to bring to the table.
Yeah, they played very well in this game. This final game, still Flipside having more just overall control, being the just force to be reckoned with that they have always been. But Redeye really making them work for it there in games 2 and 3, taking the wins, saying, hey, you can't just walk all over us. You've got to actually be yourself if you want to beat us, because we are coming and we are trying to play for real right now. So well done there by Redeye, making a series out of it, and congratulations to Flipside, getting the first win of the group stages of Europe for RLCS Season 2. We'll be sending it back over to the analyst desk where Axel Toss and the boys are waiting. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Wavepunk and Findable Carpet. What a cool match to start things off there. Flipside showing some awesome stuff in Game 1, I think. And then Redeye actually showing up a bit, scaring them. So Flipside ultimately taking it down. Let's take another look at the highlights from that game as Flipside able to kind of overcome a deficit to get a win.
Yeah, we saw some teams yesterday in NA come from behind, even a reverse sweep. And Flipside, they took game number 1, then dropped the next 2 to Redeye, but then in the end, were able to pull it back. But we got to see some great plays from Flipside.
Yeah, a lot of it Flipside just showing why their pressure shows so well. When they were even on their back heel, they said, okay, we're done with this, and then would come out of that defensive zone and then pressure nonstop until they got what they wanted, which was a goal. So.
Well, let's look through it again. Game 1 was full of spectacular plays from Flipside, and the whole series, honestly.
Well, right off the bat, another calculated face-off play from Flipside. You see here, he turns out of the way. It goes right to Greasy, Cooks pops it up to Markey, who's waiting for it, and puts it in for the second goal. That was a beautiful face-off play.
Clinical pass plays all over for Flipside. You see another one there coming out from Greasy to Markey, who's able to show some mechanical skill flipping that car upside down for a goal.
And then Tequila's, he was the scorer. He was the offense for Red Eye. 5 out of 6 goals that they scored was scored by Tequila's. So he was on point, but not getting a lot of help from his teammates.
No, they did such a good job drawing this team out from defense. They made them feel confident, I guess, when they were pushing forward, which made that back line absolutely gone. And then Tequila's was generally the one that punished, but a couple times it happened to them as well.
But Markey Duda and Cooks and Greasy all playing a role. Markey, the leading scorer, but you see Cooks' shooting accuracy was on point. He had a lot of shots that were very difficult, but he was able to put them in. One, putting it right in the top shelf. And I thought Greasy, he struggled a little bit on the offensive side. He was solid for most of the game, but he had a few mistakes. One defensive hiccup cost them a goal. And at half, I believe, he knocked it away from Markey, and it just led to a wide open net. And then also in game number 3, at around the 1 minute mark, he had an open net. It was a quick off the backboard play, but he had an open net and he put it just high. But in the end, Flipside was still able to bring it back, and that's why they're a top team in Europe.
Yeah, a couple inconsistencies. Overall, he did make some good plays, and he made up for those plays too. There was a touch inside at the last, I'm pretty sure it was the last game, where he played it inside and he's like, oh gosh, what do I do? And then he made 3 consecutive touches to bring that downfield, and that's when the 2 players on defense for Red Eye came in and went over the top of Markey, got a goal. So he made up for most of his mistakes. Definitely some things to clean up on both sides, but still, Red Eye coming out strong, making it a battle. I mean, bringing it to game 5 against that Flipside is nothing to be ashamed of.
I think that's a great point. Not only that it's game 5, it's cool to see the first match of the day go to 5 games, makes it really exciting. But you know, as the first game, you got to think, okay, how in form are these guys when they're, you know, showing up? You got to play, you got to show up. And flip side, going down 1-2, I feel like they got in that situation where they're like, maybe a little slow, maybe a little sluggish, but then realizing, okay, we're down 1-2, we got to win it. We saw them truly shine, which shows, which is a testament to a good team, I think, being able to come back and win that. But again, kudos to Red Eye for playing so closely against Flipside. That is going to be the only match of Flipside we're going to see today, but we are going to see Red Eye again. Red Eye will be playing up against Oh My Dog, and that's coming up next. You're watching the Rocket League Championship Series. It's Season 2. Again, Red Eye versus Oh My Dog is coming up next. We got Rocket League all day long for you as we cover the first week of European League play. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.